What's up, guys, and welcome to this episode of Texas Redfish Hunter TV and the very first episode in the wade fishing series. I mentioned this series a couple weeks ago and then in subsequent videos after that, and you guys seemed really excited for this series to start. I know Cora and I are really excited for this series because it gives us an opportunity on days that we couldn't go out and kayak fish because we didn't have enough time. We can still hit the water for an hour or two wade fishing and get more content out to you guys and hopefully teach you a little bit about wade fishing along the way. So this is going to be the start to the series. Today I'm just going to be going over the tackle and gear that we are going to be using, accessories that we're going to be using wade fishing, and give you beginners who don't know much about wade fishing some tips in what you need to get started in doing the sport. So I guess the first thing that I'm going to start off with are the waders. They're pretty important. I guess technically you don't need waders. You really could just do it with a pair of wade fishing boots, especially during the summer. But the good thing about waders is that you get off the water and you're completely dry and you're actually pretty comfortable. So I like using waders. I chose Breathable Waders. These are Frog Tug Breathable Waders. I don't know the exact brand. They've got the heavy duty boot built in. So yeah, I chose Breathable Waders so that I can wear them during the summer and they're not going to completely overheat me. If you're going to be fishing a lot during winter and wade fishing, which is what I do a lot of the times because that's a good way to go out and catch some nice trout, you're going to want like insulated waders to keep you warm. But again, I'm not going to go into like the in-depths of waders. I just going to recommend using them. If you want details on waders, go ahead and do some research and figure out the ones that are going to be best for the situation that you're going to be fishing in. The next thing that you absolutely need when you go out on the water every single time you wade fish is a life jacket. You cannot leave home without this. Unfortunately, every single year we lose waders to drowning. They, can go from waist deep water to over your head in one step. And if you panic and you sink, there's not much you can really do about it. And it's really unfortunate. It happens, it's stuff that I hate seeing on Facebook, but it happens every single year. So that's my biggest recommendation, my biggest safety tip. Always have this on you. If you're going to a new spot, wear it every single time. And if you're going to a spot that you're comfortable with, that there aren't deep holes in, still clip it onto you because you never know when currents will change paths, or you never know what's going to happen. So at least at the very minimum, clip this to your wade belt. Clip this somewhere on you so that if you do fall, you can at least pull it up to you and get up to the surface. So you got to have your life jacket. Just be safe when you go out on the water. Next thing I'll talk about is kind of some tackle that I would go with. This is the AP John B rigged bag. This thing is fantastic. You guys have been asking a lot of questions about this, especially on like Instagram and stuff after I posted it. This thing is fantastic as a kayak bag because I used to have a tackle bag and a camera bag. This thing doubles as both, which is pretty awesome for me in particular. This thing holds a ton of gear, a ton of stuff for kayaks. I can throw it behind the seat of my kayak, easily access anything I need to. It's waterproof, so pretty solid for kayak fishing. Now for wade fishing, it's a little bit bulky. I wore it during the first wade fishing episode, which you will see tomorrow, but wearing a backpack is not necessarily the best thing to do when you're going out and wade fishing. So I recommend getting some sort of wade belt or your life jacket with pockets on it. The biggest thing about tackle when wade fishing is less is more. You don't need a ton of stuff when you go out there wade fishing. I know they make tackle boxes. This one's really big, but they make smaller tackle boxes like this that float. Really the only thing that you technically need if you want to just go out and be successful on a quick wading trip are a pack of jig heads, maybe 1 or 2 packs of soft plastics, maybe mix some colors in there so you can switch colors if you need to figure out what they're going to be eating. And I never leave home without my top waters. So that's another thing that I kind of carry. Again, less is more. Keep a couple different weights of jig heads just in case the wind changes on you. Maybe a pack, and again, mix the weights in that pack. Maybe 10 jig heads is the most that you would ever need. You can keep those in a pocket of your life jacket or in your wade belt. The wade belt also is an added benefit. Like this bag has rod holders on the side, but again, it's a little bit bulky to be carrying when you're wade fishing. So wade belts give you an additional rod that you can hold as well. I'm going to really be carrying 1 rod. Cora will be carrying 1, I'll be carrying 1, and then maybe 1 other. So between the 2 of us, we'll have 3 rods. Most of the time, we're probably only going to be using 1 rod. The rod that I love for wade fishing is a 6'6" medium light. You can even go shorter, like 6 foot or 6'2", but medium light is kind of what I really like wade fishing. Short butt, something that's really lightweight that you can cast over and over again and carry. It's not a big deal. That's why I like using bait casters for it. They're lighter usually than their spinning reel counterparts. You can be more accurate, and I just like throwing bait casters in general. This one is the Lew's Tournament Pro G that I got a while back. I've been throwing the heck out of this reel. So far, I like it quite a bit. And I use the 6'6" medium light Redtail rod that I've been preaching all winter long. This has been my trout rod, and I love this thing. But yeah, something 6'6", medium light, maybe 6'2", 6 foot if you want to go even smaller than that. And if you like spinning reels, I really like the Penn Battle. If you like spinning reels though, go with like a 2,000, 2,500 size reel, a small reel, because again, you want something lightweight. Penn Battles are pretty lightweight. You can match that with a 6'6" to 6 foot, medium light as well on the spinning side if you guys like using spinning tackle. And always wear your sunscreen. Cora will be happy that I threw that in. Another thing protection-wise that you can really use are a good pair of polarized glasses. Obviously, I'm using my Redtail Sabine's green lens. That's a really good inshore lens. But you need something that's going to be polarized that you can see through the water. That way you can see like stingrays or holes, or you know where you're walking when you're wade fishing. Now, the best thing to do when you're wading is to shuffle your feet. Don't step. Because if you step on a stingray, it will get you. But if you shuffle up to a stingray, they'll scurry off. So always shuffle your feet. It helps to have a really good pair of glasses that you can see through the water, see what you're walking through. It helps a lot, especially when you're wade fishing. Now I'll go into like some extra things that you could use when you're out on the water. Something like this. A floating ruler, something that you're going to be able to measure your fish. You're obviously going to want a stringer if you're keeping fish. You're going to want to be measuring them. This is a floating one, so you can just clip it to you, but a better way actually for wade fishing is to get like some nail polish and make some nail polish marks at 15 inches and 20 inches and 28 inches for your redfish and trout, and maybe 14 inches for flounder. Just make some nail polish marks. Go from the tip of your rod right here, right after the reel seat, and go up 14 inches, 15 inches, 20, 28. Put a little ring of nail polish on there and get the marker on your rod itself. Works really well, and then you don't have to carry something like this around. Now obviously you'll probably want a floating net, or you can use some fish grips. That's a way of landing fish. You probably want like a pair of pliers as well. You can carry that in your wade belt or in your life jacket that has the pockets. But again, like I said, less is more when you're wade fishing. So as far as lures go and like techniques and retrieval styles, that's all going to go into each individual episode of the wade fishing series. When we're using the lures, we'll talk about them. When we're doing different techniques, and when we're bouncing stuff in current, or when we're straight retrieving or using top waters, we'll talk about that stuff in the series itself. But if you want just a basic lure setup to start with, go with something like just a jig head and a soft plastic. This is just a 16th ounce jig head, which is what I really like throwing, especially when wade fishing. I like going smaller. If it gets windier, I go higher. And then something like a Bass Assassin chicken on a chain that you guys know I love quite a bit. But again, that's just kind of a basic setup. Anything more, we're going to go into depth in each individual episode. Well, someone decided to join me up here. What are you doing? Just don't squeak it. Chew on it. Don't squeak it. 1 second, Zoe. Let me finish this outro. No, let me finish the outro. Let me finish the outro and you can have your toy back, okay? Sit. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Texas Redfish Hunter TV. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any further questions, any more tips that you want, leave them in the comment section below. If there's other stuff that you guys go out and wade fish with, accessories-wise, put it in the comments below. Help other people out who are getting started. Or if I missed anything, because I'm sure I did, because I tried to get through this fairly quickly. Where are you going now? But anyways, guys, like I said, leave those comments in the comment section below. The new episode is dropping tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Wade fishing episode number 1 dropping tomorrow. Cora and I went out. We had a pretty good day on the water, so it was definitely a lot of fun. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. Check out the video tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. There, you can have your toy now. Get it.